Guys, what's poppin'? Hope everybody out there is having a good day. Hey, today, maybe a little bit of a controversial topic. I have to be a little cautious with how I talk about this topic today. But look, guys, today it is ancient spiritual practices. And in terms of this, we are talking about ancient hermeticism versus organized religion of today and why someone like me stepped away from organized religion. And, you know, if you practice Christianity, Buddhism, Islam, any of these practices, hey, that's fine by me. There's nothing against it. You guys do what you do. That is all right by me. But I've found through my time growing up in the Christian church that overall there was a lot of judgment in the Christian church. Many of the people there were coming from a place of judgment and judging others very often. It wasn't necessarily the teachings that actually were a problem with me. These things you hear about, let's be real, the priests of the past, and don't want to get too much into it, but you guys get what I'm talking about, you know, the priests dealing with young children and that sort of thing. So that's obviously a terrible thing, and we don't have to get into that. But the beautiful thing is that today we can talk about ancient hermeticism and the value that it has and the value that it can give you in your life. And this is something that really gave me hope for the future. And one thing that I found about organized religion is this idea that you are praying to a higher power to, you know, bring you wealth, money, influence, whatever it may be. You are praying to something outside of you. And there is a certain set of guidelines in organized religion that you should follow. As in, you can do this, but you can't do that. And you should never do that. And you should never do that. And there's this list of rules that are to be strictly followed in organized religion. Well, I'm here to tell you that ancient hermeticism, which is an ancient Egyptian practice from many, many years ago, that some still follow today, but is definitely less followed. In fact, we could call this in today's day and age occultic knowledge, which basically means knowledge that is not of mainstream understanding. Many people in today's world are not following these practices. But look, the reason why I discovered this, and first off, ancient hermeticism is said to be presented to students who are ready to receive the teacher. So if you are viewing this video for the first time and have never heard about me or looked at me before, this may be your eye-opening experience, so stay tuned. So the beauty of this practice that I found is that the guidelines that are presented, which every religion has guidelines, right? There's the 10 Commandments, there's, I don't know what it is called in Islam, but you know, you follow the Quran. There's a book that is followed with rules that must be listened to and abided by, right? Well, with ancient hermeticism, there is 7 laws, and these laws do not tell you to do anything. There is nothing that tells you you cannot murder someone, you cannot do whatever, you cannot drink alcohol. There is no set of rules that tells you this. The only thing that is discussed in this practice is the rules of this universe and how it works. So, based on you knowing how this universe works, you would in turn use your own understanding of this world and mind to shape your life in a way that follows these rules, and you wouldn't really engage in activities that could have a negative effect in these rules. So look, these rules are this. Number 1, all is mind. Number 2, the principle of correspondence, which, in other words, a very popular phrase in today's world, if you're involved in occultic practices whatsoever, is as above, so below. Number 3, the principle of vibration. 4, the principle of polarity. 5, the principle of rhythm. 6 is the principle of cause and effect. And 7 is the principle of gender. And so basically, guys, overarchingly, these rules coincide with each other. Everyone is following every other perfectly. So you have to realize this is how the universe works. They laid out these 7 principles of this is how this realm works. This is how this world works. And based on all of these, it's actually quite funny because you find that when you follow these laws, you're going to follow a lot of the commandments that are written in the Bible or in the Quran, which is hilarious because you follow a lot of these rules and you end up basically going in line with organized religion's rules. But it's presented in a way that seems less, you must follow these rules or you will suffer and go to hell, which is one of my other problems with organized religion of today. So another reason that I really love this practice is because it in turn has given me the power to use these rules to my advantage. And instead of looking for wealth and hoping and praying that some higher power will give me the guidance to understand things better, or give me the money to give me financial freedom, or give me an awesome relationship. Instead, through the practices of ancient Hermeticism, I have discovered that if you want to receive those things, you must change you. You must change everything about yourself, the way you think about yourself, your vibration, okay? Everything that is within you is reflecting outwardly in your reality. So if you wish to see a change, you must make a change in yourself. As above, so below. So all of these rules perfectly coincide with each other. And it's beautiful to start using these because it gives you hope for your future. Because you start to realize it's all on me. It's all on me in this life. It gives you the 100% responsibility and discipline to say, everything that's going to happen to me from this point forward is all on me. And there's a little bit of free will involved, and there's a little bit of a higher power guiding me to my destination in which I want to go to. So understand that this is my breakdown on ancient Hermeticism versus organized religion, and I think this is a very important topic for many of you out there, because if you dabble in semen retention, if you dabble in occultic practices or astrology even, you will likely become aware of these practices. And this is something that if you start using in your own life and maybe telling people in your reality what you're doing, they are going to definitely start asking questions and posing questions. And it's very important to be able to explain these things effectively rather than, oh, well, I don't really know what I'm talking about. You know, it's kind of new or whatever. You know, then no one will really understand where you're coming from, what you mean by these things. Everybody wants to say, oh yeah, I'm manifesting. Oh yeah, law of attraction. In today's world, there's a lot of people who sort of are at the tip of the iceberg of the understanding of law of attraction and manifestation, and they say, oh well, yeah, I manifested it. Or, yeah, I attracted that, or whatever it may be. Because they're just sort of at the tip of the iceberg. This is the deep, deep practice that you can use in your day-to-day life, these 7 rules, and it all coincides with everything. So, utilize this information. I really appreciate you guys tuning into my videos, liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing. It's been awesome, the growth we've been seeing. There's amazing new videos on the way, spiritual videos. If you would like me to explain some of these 7 principles in a more in-depth, elaborate way on a video, let me know. I know that my sort of videos are a mixture of entertainment and obviously knowledge. It's going to get much more entertaining very soon. We're going to be out on the road, traveling, eating, having fun, jumping, doing some cliff diving, bungee jumping, surfing, all that sort of stuff, which I explained in yesterday's video. But guys, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for subscribing. Hopefully this cleared up some things in your guys' brains about ancient Hermeticism or just ancient spiritual practices in general, and what role they play against organized religion. And right, against is actually totally the wrong term. There is no sort of fight against organized religion that ancient Hermeticism does. But remember this as well. When the student is ready, the teacher will present itself. these texts in ancient Hermeticism, before they get to reading these ancient texts, which is the Emerald Tablets of Thoth and the Kybalion, before they start reading them, it is said that the information that will be guided to ones who understand. The text is only illuminated to the ones who are ready to understand this. So, be ready. If you are understanding and jogging with me on this journey and really getting these principles and want to know more, do the research for yourself, because maybe it is your time to start utilizing this ancient practice in your own life. Discover that you have all the power and it's all your fault. Peace.